This fun new toy is sweeping the nation. They're fun, they're cool, and hey, they might be talking to Satan. Today we are going to be diving into what is apparently a Labubu conspiracy theory. We're going to watch a video that is going to try and convince us that these toys right here, Labubus, are really a demon or evil of some sort that apparently wants to eat your brains. Apparently wants to eat you out. That doesn't sound so evil. I am very excited to get into this conspiracy theory and see how they connect the dots on how this toy is actually some sort of demon. Let's get into the video. Let's have some fun. Let's try to survive while we're at it.
They are called Labubu, and they're everywhere now. On shelves in toy stores, on desks in offices, on TikTok videos, in collector displays. Labubu has quietly become a global trend. With its oversized grin, childlike eyes, and mischievous poses.
How are those eyes childlike? Have you ever met a kid with eyes like that? I have not. Actually, at that point, I would be like, oh, okay, that is a demon.
It looks like nothing more than a cute, quirky collectible. But here's the question. If Labubu is just a...
What? Was there even a Labubu in that scene with LeBron James? Oh, there. Okay, never mind. I looked right past it. Let's continue.
Quirky collectible. But here's the question. If Labubu is just a toy, why is it everywhere? Why is this little chaos creature being embraced by millions without a second thought? Could it be more than just a trend? Today we're putting Labubu side by side with something far more obviously evil. Pazuzu, the ancient...
The name is similar. Is that going to be the dot that they connect? Labubu and Pazuzu are kind of spelled the same way, so they are the same demon. I mean, let's see. Let's see what similarities first aesthetically. They both have sharp teeth, but other than that, I mean, this one, is that a penis that goes up to its chest? Pazuzu has a big old schlong, whereas Labubu has a camel toe. This is a great start.
Demon of destruction. One looks terrifying. The other looks adorable. But which one is actually more spiritually dangerous? Most people would point at Pazuzu without hesitation. After all, it's terrifying. Clearly evil, right? But what if I told you that the Bible paints a very different picture about how darkness often appears in this world? Here's what it says in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 14. And no wonder, for Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. Let that sink in. Evil doesn't always wear a scary face. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it's playful. Sometimes it shows up looking like a harmless toy. Pazuzu is an ancient figure from Mesopotamian mythology.
I can't get over this. Why did the evil have to have a penis that goes into his belly button? So far, just to recap, basically, all that has been said is sometimes evil is disguised as nice.
A demon from the region's spiritual traditions thousands of years ago. Pazuzu was considered the demon of the southwest wind, a bringer of plague, disease, famine, and chaos. In some cases, he was ironically invoked to ward off other demons, but even then, his presence was always dark, fearsome, and destructive. Modern audiences mostly recognize Pazuzu from a movie called The Exorcist, a 1973 horror film that shook the world. In the movie, Pazuzu possesses a young girl, causing her to do horrific things, speak in demonic tongues, defile herself, and torment her family. The movie portrays the terrifying spiritual warfare that can happen when demonic forces are given room to enter a person's life. Pazuzu is shown as the embodiment of demonic oppression, and for many Christians, his presence is easily identifiable as dangerous and unholy. And that's the key point here. He's easy to spot. He's scary, grotesque, uninviting. Most believers, even those only vaguely familiar with spiritual warfare, would naturally avoid something like Pazuzu. We'd never let a Pazuzu statue into our homes. We'd never encourage our children to admire his image. He screams, "Stay away," just by existing. But now let's compare that to something far more subtle, something far more accepted. Meet Labubu. If you've never
I love the transition from this evil demonic creature that it's talking about in such a eerie way, and then to cut to this cute little Labubu who's holding what looks like a cinnamon roll, and I don't know what that is, a cake, and it has a milkshake there. It's got beautiful furniture around it. The thing about this video so far is he hasn't said anything that I can exactly argue with, because he's kind of just beating around the bush. He explained what Pazuzu is, and I think he's going to try and link that to what Labubu is. But other than the way they look, I can't imagine what evidence this argument would have. What possible thing have you seen a Labubu do? Oh, nothing? It's a toy? Oh, that makes total sense. But who knows? I don't watch the news that often. Maybe I missed the few Labubu killings that have happened. And you know what? The news has been filled with a bunch of stuff. So I could have easily missed that. Let's find out if maybe you also have been missing the Labubu killings.
heard of it, you're not alone. But chances are you've seen it in passing. Labubu is a small, grinning figure from Pop Mart's The Monsters collectible toy line. It has huge ears, childlike eyes, a long-toothed grin, and poses in various mischievous or playful scenarios. In many photos and figures, it looks like it's having fun, sometimes playing pranks, sometimes dressing up as other creatures, and always keeping that same cheeky smile. At first glance, Labubu looks adorable. You might even find it charming. It's sold in stores all over the world, often marketed to young adults or collectors. Some see it as cute chaos, others see it as a harmless novelty. It doesn't scream demonic or evil. In fact, many would say it doesn't represent anything spiritual at all. But here's the twist. Labubu symbolizes chaos, unpredictability, and mischief. Traits that are often celebrated in today's culture as fun and freeing, but can actually be deeply spiritually misleading when embraced without discernment. Labubu is the smiling symbol of do what you want, laugh at order, break the rules, and don't take anything seriously. And while that might sound like harmless fun, it echoes something much deeper in the Bible.
Sounds like it was made by a grandmother. This just sounds like a worried grandma who has grandchildren who are just running amok. Maybe they, caused a little mess while baking in the kitchen. And they're just like, no, this can't be. And then they see the Labubu toy and they're like, there it is. There's the problem right there. It's not me. It's not their parents. It is this thing right here. So far, this voice just seems to be anti-fun.
Let's go back to the verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. And no wonder, for Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. That verse doesn't just tell us Satan is sneaky. It tells us that he disguises himself as good, as helpful, as beautiful, as trustworthy. He doesn't always show up looking like a horror movie villain.
Now, I'm not going to get into anything religious. However, all too often, I have noticed that texts can be twisted in a way that is always convenient for the topic that's being talked about. But in this scenario, what makes you think that Labubu is an angel of light? Are there people who are worshiping Labubu now as an angel of light? Where did that comparison come from? You're just going to throw that in there as if people are believing that this toy is now their savior? Maybe there's a few people, but I highly doubt there's a large portion of people who have a religious following of Labubu.
He doesn't always show up looking like a horror movie villain. Often he shows up smiling, with innocence, with sweetness, just like Labubu. And what does Jesus say in the book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 15?
Beware of the market of pop, for Labubu will rise.
He warns us plainly, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves.
False prophets. Is that what Labubu is now? It's a false prophet? Do you think that Labubu is trying to take Jesus' spot? Is that what we're afraid of now? Is that Labubu is trying to fill the shoes of Jesus? Man, this is taking some leaps. I was hoping that there'd be some stuff that's like, oh, wait a minute, this is still crazy. I'm not going to believe it, but that is weird. There's nothing that has me wondering or scared.
That's a direct picture of deception. Something that looks innocent on the outside, but harbors danger on the inside. Labubu may not be a prophet, but it fits the pattern. Externally charming, internally aligned with themes of rebellion, mischief, and rejection of divine order. Think about it this way. No Christian parent would decorate their child's bedroom with a statue of Pazuzu, but many wouldn't blink twice before placing a whole row of Labubu figurines on their child's bookshelf. That's the danger. When evil looks evil, it's easy to resist. But when evil looks harmless, we welcome it in. The purpose of this comparison isn't to demonize toys or make you fear every playful image in pop culture. The point is spiritual discernment. Not everything that appears innocent actually is. Not every smiling figure is free from spiritual messaging. The enemy has learned to disguise himself, not as fire and brimstone, but as charm and chaos. The Bible does not leave us without guidance when it comes to recognizing spiritual deception. In fact, some of the strongest warnings come not about monsters or demons that appear terrifying, but about the things that look safe, even God.
This video is a bummer so far. I'm going to try and see if there's another video that maybe paints a more fun picture as to why this toy is evil.
Not every toy is just a toy, and not every smile is innocent. Stay awake. Stay alert. Test the spirits. Because the enemy doesn't always knock. Sometimes.
Well, thank God that's over. But is that okay? Is that an okay joke to make? All right. Unfortunately, this one is also comparing it to Pazuzu, but I'm hoping maybe there might be something here. We're looking at 87,000 views versus I think it was about 4,000 on the last one. So I have high hopes for this.
Why would you give your child a demon? Well, by demon, people mean Labubu dolls. These toys became extremely popular in recent years, especially across social media platforms where collectors love showing off their quirky looks. If you've never heard of Labubu, it's a collectible toy designed by artist Casing Lung. Fans adore them for their distinctive and whimsical appearance, and they are...
Why did she just add a filter to her voice as if she received a phone call and this was just a recording? Just add a cool effect.
They are based on Nordic folklore, specifically elves. However,
actually, I know what she was doing there. She was trying to make it seem like it was somebody else who had sent this recording to her, but that was clearly her own voice just recording. And then she put it in the video.
not everyone thinks Labubu is harmless entertainment.
Theories that these dolls are actually demonic have recently surfaced on TikTok and other social media platforms.
People started comparing Labubu dolls to Annabelle, the famously haunted doll from horror movies. The theory goes, owning a Labubu might actually invite demons into your home or cause supernatural trouble, much like Annabelle. This sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, but it's taken pretty seriously by many users. One TikTok even showed someone's little sister bringing her Labubu doll to church to be cleansed.
Look what you did to this poor girl. She took her Labubu, her toy, to be cleansed at church. Her toy never did anything. There was no reason for her to have to do that, but you made her feel guilty about her toy. You are bad people. I don't know if you see it, but if you're making other people feel bad about doing something completely innocent for the sake of entertainment, hey, you're a bad person.
While clearly made as a joke, from a religious viewpoint, taking something believed to be demonic to church theoretically would purify it, right? The joke has layers, but it's interesting how seriously some people took this. Things escalated after a clip featuring a priest discussing Labubu went viral. In the interview, he warned parents that the dolls celebrate demons, urging families not to let their children own one.
she keeps doing this, and it's kind of bothering me a little bit. She just puts a filter over her voice as if she received a recording from like a listener. Yeah, I gotta take it a step back. I think I'm a little upset from the last video. I didn't like the guy who made that one, and I brought that energy here. You know what? I need to cleanse. I need to go to church, let them cleanse me, and then rewatch this video.
Posted on TikTok, his words convinced many people who might have otherwise dismissed the idea. Then came yet another round of conspiracy theories that connected the Mesopotamian demon Pazuzu to Labubu dolls. In actuality, however,
Me and Pazuzu might be related. So I'm Chaldean, and Chaldeans are descendants of Babylonians. And Pazuzu comes from Babylonian times. Wait a minute, should I have a stake in Labubu? If Pazuzu is actually a toy inside of Labubu, then I should be making some money off of this. Keep it within the family, right? Right, Pazuzu?
Pazuzu has nothing to do with Labubu's beginnings.
Are you gonna get demon possessed by owning a Labubu? Probably not. But could you get nightmares? Could you get sleep paralysis? Could you be bringing in spirits into your home? Very well.
Regardless of your stance on these theories, Labubu dolls are still very popular on the internet.
Last video I watched about evil Labubus. This video has 1 million views, so I'm hoping that there is maybe some interesting stuff that they maybe know that we don't know.
Labubu. Recently, Pop Mart, a toy company originally from China, has had a sudden explosion here in America. They sell mystery boxes with figurines of different characters with the chance of getting something rare. And it could be big money. And people are standing hours in line to get their hands on them. Out of all these characters, the most popular has become the Monster series, also known as the Labubu. The design originating from Nordic mythology and folklore. And with how popular they have gotten, a scary truth has emerged. With how limited they are and how hard it is to get them, people are getting robbed and having their Labubu stolen every single day. But that's not all. Literal horror stories are coming out from Asia about how they could be the devil's pet and how they could hear scratching noises at night.
Let's go. Now we're getting into it. We're gonna hear some serious stuff. I want to hear the scratching noises. I want to hear people levitating out of their beds. I want to hear people who have Labubus walking around their kitchen. I want to hear that. I want somebody to be like, I woke up in the middle of the night and my Labubu was making macaroni and cheese.
Night, and possibly seeing them move around at night. You know, at the end of the day, they're plushies and they look kind of adorable. You know, I don't really understand, you know, the hype and why it got so popular, but I still ended up buying one of them. Yeah, I know, I fell for the hype, but you might be wondering, where the heck is it? Did it just jump out of the box and just start wandering around my house and now I lost it? It's actually on my bag. He has a whole outfit on him. He has a little bucket hat, little overall. He's a chill little guy, you know, he's a chill guy. But today, guys, we're gonna be testing out that theory. Is this little guy gonna start moving around in the middle of the night and just start wandering around? I don't think so, because it's stuck onto my bag and this bag's kind of heavy. So I don't think this little guy can carry this bag around, but honestly, I don't believe those theories. It's just a myth, but you never know, right? But guys, look, my girlfriend actually bought 3 of these the other day. Yeah, it's really popular and it's super hard to get your hands on them. I was actually able to get 4 of them right here. So guys, we've got 4 of them to open today. Look at this, we've got 4 of these. I kind of feel like a hoarder just buying so many of these, but you guys have to understand, the goal is to obtain the secret.
This video has 1 million views and there's about a 30-second portion where he's just talking and there's this clip of his and his girlfriend's shoes while they're shopping for Pop Mart items. That's the voiceover is just them having a different conversation while he's talking to us. is pretty funny.
Rare. So we've got 6 different variations that you see on the box, right? So you have 1 out of 6 chance to pull one of these. We got the Macaron Exciting, I think that's what it's called, Exciting Macaron Collection. We've got, you know, some sort of cream color. We've got pink, green, blue, brown, and no, it's kind of like toffee color. It's like kind of brown, but not really. And then we have this sesame bean, kind of like gray color. But this secret rare right here, it's 1 out of 72 chance to pull that. And I think it's like a darker brown than this version right here. So we'll see if we're able to pull that today. These are all keychains. It's kind of cool because I haven't seen too many guys with these Labubus. I've seen a few, but like, I just think it's really cool. Like this year, I really wanted to get into like buying little trinkets, keychains, and I just thought it would be really cool on my bag. And just like that, you can pull it off your bag. I mean, look, he's so cute, you know? They're so fuzzy and just, you know, like they just can't go wrong. I'm gonna just set him down over here. Okay, it can't stand on its own apparently, so yeah, you got a big head, so I'm gonna just leave him back here or something. You guys can see him back there. You know what? I'm gonna put him back over here. Yeah. Then
I like the vibe of this guy way more than the previous videos. He just seems excited about his Labubus. It started out as being like, these dolls have a dark secret that you are not even ready for. No, you do not know what these dolls can do. The rest of the video has just been, he seems genuinely like excited about this. I could feel it coming off of him, and I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's nice. I like it. It's a much better vibe than the previous video.
and you guys are able to see him too. Navy is my favorite color, and the fact that, you know, this guy got blue eyes, he's got navy clothing, and, you know, he's got this blue keychain on him. It's pretty nice, pretty neat. All right, box number 1. Let's take a look. Let's see what's inside. This is the first Labubu mystery blind box opening. Let's see if we can get that 1 out of 72 chance secret rare. All right, I'm not even gonna look at the card because apparently there's a card in here that you can look at. Oh yeah, I feel the card, I feel the card. I'm gonna put it away, But let's open this one up. No spoilers. This is the bag that it comes with, all right? Let's open this up and see what color we get. Ooh, okay. Which one is this one? We've got, I think this one is the sesame bean one. We got the little sesame bean guy. Hey, look at him. All right, so this is the first one we've got so far. We got the sesame bean guy with the little gold keychain. I think all of them have the same color keychain. I'm not too sure. Man, I wish I could just open these forever because something about mystery boxes, like, it's so satisfying. I just hope I don't get any duplicates. I really, really hope I don't end up with the same ones. I'd be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad if I get a duplicate of the same one. All right, we got number 2. We got Labubu.
Really hoping he gets into the stuff about Labubus being evil after this, because right now it just seems like he's going to reveal his Labubus to us. And there's about 5 minutes left in the video, so, you know, at this point, I'm okay with it. If he doesn't talk about the evil stuff, at least the vibes here they're nice.
Number 2. I gotta try my best not to look at the card. Okay. Here we go. Labubu number 2. Open them up and, bro, there's no way. You've got to be kidding me. Like, they're trolling, right? They're actually trolling me. Wait, you can twist their head 360? See, now that is creepy, guys. Like, you're turning their head 360. That is weird. Now these 3 look like triplets. Like, they're literally basically the same color. This guy's a little bit lighter, but dude, give me some color, man. Put some color in my life. All right, this sucks. I should have just bought the whole set, guys, because if you buy the whole set, it's only 6. You get 6 different ones if you buy a set, and you get 1 of each of every single one. But like, I was trying to see if I got better chances of getting the secret one if I open this. All right, this is Labubu number 3. Here we go. Let's see what we get from this one. I'm starting to lose faith. I swear I'm about to get the same one again. I need a refund or something, guys. If I get the same one again, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be real mad if I get the same one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and there's no way, right? Oh, I had to make sure they weren't the same. This is the blue one. We got the blue one.
I know this is not what the video is about. Those are basically the same. I would still feel scammed. If I went to a store and I asked for 2 different colored t-shirts and they handed me these 2 colors, I'd be pretty upset. because they are basically the same. If the design is exactly the same, but the only difference is the colors are this far apart, I think that's basically the same shirt. So these are basically the same toy.
But honestly, the color is so similar to the gray one that it doesn't even look different. Like, they look the same. You guys have to understand how hard it was to get these. Like, I had to order these on the dot when it hit the time. Like, they had a whole countdown timer in order to get these things, and the website was like lagging when I ordered, you know? So, all right, 2 sesame beans and 1 blue one so far. And then one last one. Here we go, guys. We're gonna test out the theory tonight. I'm gonna record these little guys in the same corner for the whole night, or try to at least if my battery doesn't die. And we'll see if they start moving, or like, I'll check in the morning as well if they've moved or not. If they do move, it's probably because, you know, if they move like slightly, it's probably because they fell over or something, and I'm not gonna count that. If they're in a totally different room, then I'm gonna start suspecting something. But let's go ahead and open our final Labubu. Let's see what we get from the last box. Here we go. Please give me something good. I want the secret rare. 1 out of 72 chance. I mean, I'm just betting on my luck, but I swear I'm gonna have the worst luck ever if I get 3 of the sesame beans. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, last one. Let's open it. Bag. Give me something good. Okay, you know what? You know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. We got different ones. So I'm not even that mad. All right.
He is. You could tell in the tone of his voice, he's disappointed. Let's finish this video up because I don't think the Labubus are going to move. I didn't realize that that's the test in this video, is we're just gonna put the Labubus in a corner and then film them. I could have done that.
So today we got 4 of these. All right, we got a blue one. We got 2 of these sesame bean ones. So I'm probably gonna give one of these away to my brother or something. And then we've got this one right here, which is soy milk, I believe. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Tonight we'll see if they move or not. We'll see. These guys, they're really cute and stuff, but man, I can't believe it was actually really hard to get these little guys. And they're kind of expensive too. They're like $20 each for these little keychain plushies. I will say, out of all 4 of these Labubus, I think this one's my favorite, just because blue is my favorite color. I wish they had like a darker blue version of this. Maybe in the future they'll have like more releases, but I just wanted to do a little unboxing, let you guys know there's some dark secrets. I don't even know if I want to have them on my bag or something, or in my car, because my car is getting broken into. There's a whole there's a whole craze going around these little things. So it's kind of dangerous to even own one. So yeah, this is it. Tonight, we'll see what happens with these little guys. All right, we'll find out.
Whether or not these little guys right here are the devil's pet or they're cursed or whatnot, you guys have to understand, like, they somehow have some sort of hypnotizing chokehold on all the people like waiting hours in line to get their hands on one of these guys. Like, I only got them because I found it kind of easy to get because they had like some sort of store pickup method. But for the people waiting like hours in line, that is crazy for, you know, this little plushie right here. Like, they're cool and all, you know, they're cute and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna have them in a corner of my room tonight, and we're gonna see.
Part 2? I'm getting a little bit upset. I just watched you open your toys. I didn't want to watch you open your toys. I just watched an update from the same channel, and he basically just talks about a post from Pop Mart in which they actually address, in a joking tone, the reports of people experiencing these dolls moving. Clearly, they're not taking it seriously. This is a joke, and I hope that everyone would realize that that's a joke. But now I'm actually curious. I want to see what posts people were making that made this come to light or made people think that these toys were moving. I'll read like maybe 1 or 2, and then I'm going to conclude this video.
A few moments later.
For those of you who are like me and thought that there was actually a conspiracy theory here, there's not. Apparently, this whole thing was just for content. There's no posts about Labubus moving at night. Nobody's actually scared of Labubu. And I'm just dumb. That's the whole thing. I just made a video on this. So if you think you're dumb, if anyone else actually believed that there was some sort of conspiracy theory growing, nope, it was just me. All the posts that I've seen are people talking about people who talked about experiencing something where Labubus are evil. There's nobody actually saying I experienced this with my Labubu. If there is, I didn't see it. Thank you guys for watching my video. That was hopefully fun for you guys. I'm going to continue making videos, but next time I might do my research just a little bit more to find out if there's some sort of story there. But at least now, you know, it's debunked. There's nothing there. You don't have to go and look into it. There is no evil Labubu. There are no demons in your Labubu. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.